What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, tigerfitness.com. Oh, victory lap for the machine of victory lap. I remember back in the day, I used to get in arguments all the time. You can only digest 30 grams of protein per meal. You gotta digest 20 grams of protein per meal. And I've been saying for years, decades, I'm like, yo, what about big dudes versus little chicks, right? I've been saying, how are you going to say that a 220-pound man at 5% body fat can digest the same amount of protein per meal as a 110-pound woman at 20% body fat? And no one ever answered that. In fact, you know what? I got receipts. I also want to show you how much better my videos look now. Guys, let's take a trip down memory lane with the machine. We're swimming down memory lane. And I'm going to play this video where I said 10 years ago what the data backs up right now. Here we go. Ah! Got that out of my system. Guys, look, I'm not going to get all sciencey on you. You know, leave that to my man Ice Cream Fitness. Jason, he'll throw fucking stats and studies and all this shit at you, and your head will be spinning, but you'll know what the fuck he's talking about by the end of the video, right? Me. Why am I screaming? Because I like to. Here's what I'm looking at. Common sense. I'm at around 5.5% body fat right now. I weigh 226 pounds. I'm 5'6.5" tall. My wife, when she's in shape, is 5'5". She just had a baby, all right? 130 pounds, and obviously not as muscular as I am. Well, she has some really nice... No, never mind. Anyway, so, are you telling me that she can absorb 50 grams of protein and I can absorb 50 grams of protein all in the same? I heard 30. I've heard 40. I've heard 60. I've heard shut the fuck up. Here's the thing. If you eat a lot of protein, you know what's going to happen? Your body's going to digest it slower. And it also depends when you had your last meal, how empty your stomach is. It's going to make it last longer. It's going to hold on to it. And the protein it doesn't use just gets converted to something you need, to glucose via gluconeogenesis. Jason Blaha type shit right there, right? So you got your gluconeogenesis, you got your protein, and you're getting it in. So, arbitrary numbers. Here's what I think about ratios and arbitrary numbers. They're fucking stupid. Man, who is that handsome young man? Also 5'6.5". I got measured at over 5, so I think I got taller. So I didn't get shorter. Definitely didn't get shorter. I was actually measured at 5'8" on American Grit. I think they were just being nice to me. So what we found out is that your body can digest dozens, if not 100+ grams of protein, which means that we don't need to eat every 2-3 hours. We can digest much more. And remember, like, even if your muscle protein synthesis doesn't like go up like this, what happens is your body uses it from gluconeogenesis. It gets converted to glucose or carbohydrate, whatever it is you want to call it. Like your body, what do people think it does? Like extra, it gets stored as fat, right? That's a possibility. But with protein, it's very hard for that to be stored as fat because first it goes gluconeogenesis and it's just hard. They've shown that overeating with protein does not lead to fat gain like it does the other 2 macronutrients. So I actually will just read Menzo Henselmans. If you guys don't follow him on Instagram, he's a great follow. Menno, M-E-N-N-O, Henselmans. Menno.Henselman is his name. I'm going to read his synopsis of this study. Multiple studies have found that just 20 grams whey protein maximizes muscle protein synthesis with minimal benefits of consuming more. This led to a recommendation to consume at least 4 and up to 6 meals a day for maximum muscle growth. In contrast, a new study shows that 100-gram serving of protein can stimulate muscle growth for over 12 hours. Why does science
constantly contradict itself with each study. The myth of 20 grams protein per meal comes from the muscle full effect. You can't force feed yourself to an Olympia medal because protein is mostly permissive for muscle growth. The body only allows a certain level of muscle protein synthesis. You need exercise to increase this level. At rest, when not fasted for too long, with a high quality, fast digested protein like whey, you can maximize MPS acutely with just 20 grams of protein. There are 3 reasons why it's fine to consume more than 20 grams protein per meal, why you don't need to consume more than 3 meals per day. Exercise significantly delays the muscle full effect. You need about 40 grams or 0.6 gram per kilogram protein to maximize MPS post-workout. Just like exercise, fasting potentiates the anabolic response to the subsequent meal. Whey's fast digestive is probably not a benefit when it comes to sustaining long-term MPS. With mixed meals, 70 grams of protein has been found to stimulate greater MPS than 40 grams. That means that sometimes even above 40 grams and to 70 grams is better. So more is better. Okay, so the new study takes all these factors together and found that 100 gram milk protein, which is 20% whey and 80% caseinate, stimulated MPS for over 12 hours, following a fasted whole body workout. Myofibrillar MPS is only about 20% greater with 100 grams protein than with the 25 grams the first 4 hours, in line with prior research, but it persisted for much longer afterwards, resulting in 3 times greater incorporation into muscle after 12 hours. Woo, let's get into this, guys. Basically, here's the deal. Your body is programmed to survive. If you eat a big meal, whether it's OMAD or whatever, how much protein your body utilizes depends on how much protein you ate before, how much protein you ate after, and also it depends on what your body demands. As we see with the exercise periods, when you exercise, it changes everything. It increases your MPS. So as training individuals, we can digest a lot of protein. So what I'm getting at is I don't give a damn what your studies say. I don't care. Common sense will usually win out if you're extrapolating one thing from another. So the fact that we maximized MPS with 20 grams, they're like, well, obviously 20 grams is all your body can handle. But common sense told me that if you're a bigger person, you can utilize more protein, especially if you're more muscle and you train hard, versus a smaller person. Or what about a person with a fast metabolism? What about a person who's already lean? What about a person who's already fat? This isn't that hard. But all you science motherfuckers out there, all you science people, all you people who are just by the book, black and white, you don't think, well, the data says this. Fuck your data. For example, reps in reserve, RIR. I had a kid yesterday, I said, you know what, pick a weight you can do 3 reps with. 3 reps, yeah, 3 reps. He did 3 reps. That was what he thought his max was, a box squat. Guess how many reps he ended up getting with me just saying, you got one more, you got one more, you got one more. He has 7 reps. Have you ever, dude, I've trained with Dorian Yates. I swear to God, I had nothing left in me after 4 reps. I ended up getting 11. Why? Because you just don't know what your body's capable of. I know this has absolutely nothing to do with protein synthesis. It's just ranting about the people. All they do, well, the data shows. I'm a data-driven mofo, man. I love data. I talk data all the time. I tell it to the parents of the kids I coach. I tell it on this channel all the time. But there are certain times when you just need to look and say, this is what works. And we might not know why it works. I knew back in the day that when I increased protein consumption to more than 20 grams per meal, that I was making better gains than when I was eating 20 grams per meal. I don't give a shit what it says. It just makes sense. So if you look at all these guys who preach all this sciencey training stuff, sciencey diet stuff, they're usually not Phil Heath. They're usually not all these guys who are Derek Lunsford. They're not They're not Hadi Chopin. These are guys who are generally not that great. And when they do end up training people, they usually end up not winning. And who wins? Hani, who's promoting FST7, which goes against most of these training theories people have. All the diet stuff. Oh, well, keto is the only way to lose fat. Really? Really? I don't think any natural bodybuilder or any Olympia, you go any realm, like no great athlete, at least not, there could be a couple, but like I doubt that Hadi and Derek, oh, they're on steroids. Okay, let's go natural. Go back in the day, the heyday of natural bodybuilding. Brian Whitaker, right? All these guys who were, they weren't keto. They weren't keto. No. So, well, keto shows that you do this and then glucose and this. Let's try it out. Let's see if it works. So what you're going to find, I'm just going to make a prediction. A lot of the shit I say that you're like, well, that's not scientifically based. Well, this guy says this. He has 12 PhDs. Look, man, all those guys change based on the science. Science is a great thing. It gives us, it reinforces what we do. But when a new study comes out, it forces people like me who had a different viewpoint to question what we did and make our approaches better. That's what I do in my coaching at marclobliner.com. I'm constantly evolving. Training, diet, supplementation. Constantly evolving. But at the end of the day, man, I can't believe anyone believed this shit in the first place. This thing's been viral. Dude, Menno has 9,383 likes. That is insane. Insane. He gets great engagement. God, Menno's a G. Bro, I was right. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts. How much protein do you eat per meal? And it was really funny, though. They had this, and then the intermittent fasting guys came out, and there was a collision of, like, smooth brains. The smooth brains collided so hard, we had some ripples in the brain, and then we came out with this study. We found that, hey, bottom line is, here's what I've said all along. If you want to get a gram of protein per pound of body weight or 0.8 or whatever it is the people tell you to get, right? I just say a gram per pound because fucking America, right? So if you want to get a gram per pound of body weight, doesn't matter if you get it in one meal. Again, you look at the 12 hours. Doesn't matter if you get it in 2 meals, or 3 meals, or 8 meals. Just get your fucking protein in. Food timing, meal timing, for the most part, means fuck all. Let me know your thoughts. Comment down below. Appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to go to tigerfitness.com. Support your boy. That's how I support my family. That's how I support my community. That's how I support my employees. And honestly, it's the best place. There's no Prime Club. You know, it's like Amazon Prime. You don't need that. We got locations in Nevada and in Ohio. And if you order, we get it there literally the next day. Like for most places, we are next day shipping. Free shipping over $99. And by the way, we're out of stock for a little bit. We got Ambrosia back in stock. The full Ambrosia line at tigerfitness.com. Go now. Appreciate you guys watching. I'm Marc Lobliner. Share this shit, man. Really appreciate you guys. Really do. Love y'all. Happy New Year. Can I say that on January 11th? That's not a game. The outright bar was created for my kids. My kids need a snack to eat during soccer tournaments, and also I wanted a bar for myself to eat pre-workout, post-workout, and also throughout the day. You want your outright bars right now. That's why we have a partnership going with the Vitamin Shop to make sure that we're in all 750 plus locations, providing the best price, the best service, the best people to give you the outright bar when and where you need it.